Guys, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of Hello World. Thank you guys for tuning in and always being supportive to the channel and also to me because I appreciate it. And it's definitely an encouragement to be on here and to also have you guys supporting and chatting along with me. And before I get all the way into the chat, I just want to say I apologize for not tuning in last night, but I did tell you I would probably be working. Unfortunately, I was telling you about the wrong day. So I honestly thought I was going to be working on Wednesday, but it was really Thursday. So little mistake there. But yes, make sure you are liking, subscribing, and sharing these videos. Tonight is going to be what I think is a really important topic that we often don't talk about, and I want to talk about it because it really affected me today, and I'll go into that shortly. But I hope everybody had a beautiful day. Did you miss me yesterday? Did you miss me? I missed you guys. I really did. I missed you guys a lot, and I was trying my best to see if I could find Wi-Fi at the movie theater I was at, but they did not have Wi-Fi, and so I could not. And also, another reason why I need you guys to like, subscribe, and share these videos, and try to get everybody else to subscribe, is because I don't have 1,000 subscribers, and I couldn't do it from my cell phone. Now, if I had 1,000 subscribers, I would definitely be able to do a live anywhere. And I was just like, man, so I couldn't load on yesterday. But I will tell you, yesterday was amazing. Yes. So yesterday I went to work. It was a long day, it was a full day. Nothing went crazy on at work. It was a good day. But at the event, it was just two vendors. Shout out to BodyGarbage. If you look in the description below, she was actually on here on Wednesday night, and she was talking about her business and all about soap making, and also some things that you might want to know about the different soaps that we use versus handmade soaps. So we both vended last night, and it was just the two of us. It was amazing. The outpour of support and love shown by the people that went to the movie premiere. So basically, it was a movie premiere for the name of the show is Loyalty and Betrayal. It is on YouTube, and they rented out the movie theater. They did a screening and everything, and they had vendors. Um, and the people that went to the premiere, they all supported. Well, most of them supported. And, I had a lot of people who supported and understood the vision of the socks that I make, and also just understood that the quality is amazing. The fact that it's a collector's item, and also the fact that I don't even own my own socks. So they literally own something in this world that not even the creator has. What? How could you not want one? Anyway, um, if you want to look at the socks that I'm talking about, if you look in the description below, you can hit the shop my merch. You'll learn more about me, the company, and you'll see all the products that I do have. A lot of people purchased the glow in the dark onesies, and I really appreciate the fact that people wanted to support a small business. And there were a few who supported because it was Black owned. And I really appreciated that. Um, it's definitely nice that people want to put money into the pockets of their the person or people that are of their same race. So there's nothing wrong with that. I appreciate it. It definitely put a smile on my face, and it was really cool. So it was a very good night. I definitely will say it was a very good night for Be the Difference Clothing. And did I introduce myself? I probably did not. Well, anyway, my name is Joy from Be the Difference Clothing. Um, where we try to inspire people through design. And they're basically inspirational messages. Some of them are very plain and simple, others are a little bit thick, but it's definitely worth conversations and it makes you think. So that's the kind of clothing that we create. So, anyway, fast forward to today, how my day went. Um, it was okay. I can't complain. There was really nothing to complain about except for I was very tired. So, I came and I took a nap because I was extremely tired and I definitely just wanted to rest. Another good thing about if I do or when I do get my 1,000 subscribers, I'll be able to do stuff where I really want to do it in the park because today is an extremely nice day and I feel like hello world should be outside doing something in this warm beautiful weather like oh, I think that's where I think I want to go. So help the channel out and definitely show your support. And anyway, I thank you guys for being here with me, whether you are here live or watching after the fact. I really appreciate it. I hope your day was amazing. And I know it was because you have a better outlook on life and you know how important and how valuable life is. I also want to shout out this Shamrock Pixie. Um, she is someone that I met on YouTube out on different channels that I, kind of watch. And, she went was rushed to the hospital yesterday for a ruptured spleen. And I was like, what? I was just talking to her like a few hours before, like that same day or the day before. Well, the same day that it happened to her, they were on a live in that morning. I was just watching and chatting with her, laughing with her. And, guys, I tell you, please appreciate every moment of your life. She is doing better. She tuned into the chat that where they were talking about her incident, and that made me feel relieved because I really do care about her because she shows me support. She's sometimes here on the channel, chatting away with me and sharing her insight and like just to know that someone that I am growing to appreciate more and more every day had something that crazy happen. It's just like, man, guys, we really need to like cherish and seize each moment that we have with each other and even with yourself. Like I urge you just to get to know who you are and love the things that you're capable of doing and who you're capable of being. Because once that chapter is closed, once our book is closed and is done, no regrets, right? No regrets. So shout out to her. I'm glad she's doing better. I hope that the recovery is better than she expected. I hope that she heals faster and is able to function as normal as possible without the spleen. And I'm just thankful that she is here. I'm glad that God spared her life, or whoever you guys believe in, whatever force that you believe in. I'm glad that it was there and it spared her life and she is able to speak, and that I hope that the pain diminishes because she is a dope person. Anyway, so that brings me to today's topic. And also, guys, if you are praying or believing, whatever you do, just send up a little prayer for her in her recovery and that she will be able to get back. And she's the one that I've been telling you guys that is going to share her story. And she was kind of nervous about doing it. So I hope from this incident and going on live from the hospital in the condition that she was in will give her enough courage to just share no matter what she's in, what condition or how she looks, because it really doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? We're all gonna see each other at our worst eventually. Um, so anyway, today I want to talk about homeless, the state of homelessness, being homeless, the homeless, and I hate to say the homeless because I feel like we are all potentially one paycheck, one health check away from being homeless, right? So I'm going to give you a few examples. Um, Not too long ago, I would say maybe a year or two ago, I was in the city with a group of people, and it's pretty much a meetup. I used to do a lot of meetups, and we would meet and go to different events. And long story short, one of the people there was talking about a famous journalist that they knew. And in her industry, or whatever she was doing, she fell ill and could no longer work. So she was like this prominent person, right? Had a nice, wealthy stack of money. And when she got sick, she couldn't get health insurance or did not have health insurance. And so her money diminished fast. I mean, you can be in a hospital for 2 days and that'll cost you about 5 grand with no insurance or more. So she was in this situation where she pretty much lost her home. She lost her means of income and she was still sick. So this woman went from having it all to nothing, guys. That's why I try to reiterate as much as possible your health is your wealth. That's in the book too, if you ever wanted to check out the quotes that make you say, oh, from Instagram to your hand. If you want to check this book out, definitely do so. Um, I urge you guys to, read it, share it with people, and definitely you can find it in the description below. But I don't know what the current state of the woman is now, but at the time she was just struggling. She's now like unable to work. She's ill and she's homeless. Like it's but so much sleeping on your friends and family's couches that you can do before anybody naturally would, get tired of you eating all their food or, using up all their utensils and all their energy. I listen, guys, let's just face it. We all want to help each other out and support each other, especially in times of need. But not all of us are equipped to be able to handle long term necessities for other people, especially when you have your own. So, I don't fault anybody who, gets tired of other people, using their things and depending on what situation that they're going through, like it's not cool. It's not easy. It's not cool. Like there's no good way of saying, hey, I know you're at hard times, but I need you out. Like there's no easy way to do that. And you cannot like be too upset with somebody after a while. Like I try to look at both sides. Let's just put it that way. So this woman had everything and nothing. So that's why, again, like I just said, please, guys, take care of your health. Do everything you possibly can. Like, and I'm talking to myself too, because, lately I haven't been eating the best. Like, yes, I eat healthy things, but then I eat a lot of junk food too, like cookies and potato chips. I don't drink too many sweets or carbonated drinks, but at the same token, I really could cut back or substitute those particular items for something better. You know what I mean? Something more nutritious and something that will feed my body. So I'm talking to myself too. Um, so we definitely need to preserve our bodies as much as we can, you know? And, I don't, like I said, I don't know what the state of that woman is, but it just goes to show you can be so prominent and have so much financial gains or means, but then it could get taken away in a minute, right? And so today, another thing that I saw that kind of really just opened my eyes and said, we need to talk about this. I was driving through Jersey City, and there is a part of town where it's called Journal Square. So in that area, there's the path train, a big path train, and then there's like multiple lanes of traffic and oncoming traffic in like various directions, right? So it's kind of almost like a circle, but not a full one. So a half shaped circle or a L. Let's just say it's like a L over there. And the light turned green. There was this one man just walking across the street aimless. Like when I say aimless, like I'm pretty sure if you looked at his face, he wouldn't be staring at you, but just staring. Like it's just an empty shell. And I passed through the lights slow enough to notice that he had feces on the back of his leg. Yeah, just smudged on the back of his leg. And it was on the tip of his shorts, you know, where his bottom what is on his shorts. Then he had a jacket that was kind of ripped in half in the back, but just had it on. And the jacket was full of feces as well. Like, guys, I don't know his condition and I don't know if he's homeless or not, but I can only assume so because he was just walking and like he definitely, wasn't maintained or kept at all. But and I was on the phone with someone too. And as I was telling them what was going on, they were just like, you see, and this is why I started the conversation tonight. She's like, you see, like, why can't we as America put, but yet we fund a lot of different things outside of America. I'm not saying that we should stop helping other countries, but the thing is, why don't we help our country more? Like there really should not, or if there are homeless people, the numbers should not be that high, right? Because when you take care of your own, you produce people who will be able to put back into the community. And the fact that there are homeless children, um, homeless families, and just homeless people just walking aimlessly in our communities that it seems like it's never ending. I mean, if you guys know of anybody who is homeless or um, if you're even homeless, in the chat, talk about it. Let us know like why it happened. If you need help, I can try to help you. I don't have much myself outside of my joy and just happiness to be alive and just thankful that I'm being able to sustain what I have right now. Um, I'll try my best to help, or at least I'll try to get you resources or should point you in resources in areas that may be able to help you. But we need to help our own communities more, guys. We do. It shouldn't be anyone that goes hungry or that is having a mental illness where it can't be treated or where they can't be stable, at least, right? Is that wishful thinking that to have people being stable? Is that really wishful thinking? Um, I don't know. But it was really hard to watch and it actually just made me appreciate what I have more. What I have more. Any one of us could lose our minds and end up just like this man who was walking aimlessly with feces on your leg, feces on your clothing, and just not even care or notice. Sad, 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 sad. Hold on a second, guys. I'm gonna be right back. I want to check something out real quick. Hey, guys. So yes, um, it's just really sad, really, really sad to know that there are people who are homeless and just don't have anywhere to go, you know, just walking around aimlessly. I've heard of many people who, oh, you know what? Not only that, but like I used to watch 2020 a lot when I was younger, and 2020 pretty much they had segments about children in Russia, like in other countries, and but I remember Russia. They always seem to be in Russia. Children in Russia who were born and just homeless, just running the streets as a gang, and they just really pretty much stuck together because of safety. And just to know that these kids have to live adult lives and pretty much not have the main just simple knowing how to, you know, uh the simple education of life, just the standard education that the government gives, right? Just knowing that they have to worry about somebody, trying to hurt them, protecting each other, protecting themselves. And a lot of these children were maimed, meaning like they had one arm or one hand because for whatever reason, people were just maiming them. I don't get it, guys. Why do we have to do these things to each other? Why? Why do we have to treat each other with such contempt and just such disregard for life and just the fact that this thing can hurt somebody and like they physically will be in pain for a while. Why? Why do we feel like this is cool? I don't get it. Um, it just really makes no sense. And to top it off, they end up being homeless. Trying to look for something to scramble for things to eat every day. A lot of them end up robbing people, and it's not because they're thieves per se. It's just because they're hungry. So they don't know how to make money, but what they do know how to do is take from others so that they can feed themselves. So that's survival for them. It's just it's heartbreaking. It's really heartbreaking just to see that and to witness something like that. I'm drinking my alkaline water today. It is simply water with pieces of lime in it to help, take mucus out of my body. I try my best to drink that every day, a little bit more sometimes, but I still can't get over. I never did get over watching those children who were homeless, and they even had some. They did a few episodes of the plight of homeless children in the U.S. Like in some states, it's really bad. How come we're not? How come we're not raising more money for that? Like I said, I don't, I don't feel like we shouldn't help other countries, but I do feel like our monies should be pouring into lowering the fact that we have homeless people right here in the U.S. People that can't even get a simple meal. Come on, it's people who are starving and don't even have a roof over their heads, much less something to eat. You have children like this in the U.S., the richest country. Come on, guys. We have to do better. The richest, one of the wealthiest countries in the world has a homeless plight like that with their own children. And then even we don't even have to go that far. You can I guarantee you, if you have a conversation with a few people in your own community, I'm pretty sure that you'll hear a story or two about possibly recovering from being homeless or knowing or on the verge of being homeless. Like, you have no idea how quickly it can happen to any one of us, even myself. I throw myself in that mix because I don't know what tomorrow holds. I can only hold on to today and enjoy what today gave me or is giving me. But tomorrow, anything can happen. You can be the richest person and turn out to be the most needy person. I don't care if you're a billionaire. You don't think it's possible for a billionaire to fall off of their highest heights? Come on. Anything is possible. Nothing is guaranteed for any one of us. Oh yeah, I truly believe that. And then how about the emotional homelessness, right? You can be you can be in a crowded room and not feel a sense of love or just connection with anybody. And shout out to Norgis R. She pretty much does a morning chat every single day, and I'm on there. And yesterday, the topic was about, pretty much people feeling lonely and a lot of people not having people to turn to or talk to in their time of need. And I just enjoyed watching that chat because in some respect or another, we all kind of shared the same type of thing where we all had an experience in something, and people were there to support. And YouTube, I think, is amazing. Hey, NASCAR! I was just talking about you guys earlier, well, earlier in the chat. Um, and right now too, just talking about how YouTube has been able to bring people together that don't even know each other, to help fill those voids. So, like, that emotional homelessness can be subsided, even if it's for a little bit. you know I just I really feel like America needs to do better with our own kind, with our country, with the people that live here, because to know that there are homeless children, homeless families, and you can even look at the movie The Pursuit of Happiness. This man was someone who had a working job, had a entrepreneurial spirit, and he ended up homeless with his son, a kindergartner. I mean, they were living in a train for a day or two and in homeless shelters. So, like, his story turned out where he triumphed. But what about people who have a hard time just grasping the idea that they don't know when their next meal is coming? They don't know when the next change is coming, like money to even purchase things. They don't know how they're going to be safe in their homeless situation. We have to do better. I just, it's sad. It's very sad. And I feel like we need to do better. We need to do a lot better. I mean, I know we all have our own responsibilities that we just have to do our own thing. But I think raising awareness to the situation and maybe putting more governmental monies into places that need the resources more is important. Yeah, like that's a $1 billion thing, closing the border. And in any case, we're all immigrants. Like, my parents came from the islands. I was born in America, but in order for me to get here, my immigrant parents had to come here. So, like, we're all immigrants. So, to an extent, and I heard now that he's trying to, and the last time I was getting my hair done, they were saying that he's trying to not close the border out of the immigrants, but make them come into the US and have some type of educational skill in order for them to be approved to become a citizen or even get their green card because it was too easy back then. So I guess he's trying to make people give back into our society. But what about our children? Yeah. I mean, they pretty much got their green card too. They had to come. They had to come here. I think I think all of our parents or grandparents, have their names in Ellis Island or step foot in Ellis Island first. And then it went to New York, because that was the big thing to do. Go to New York, and then you branched off into Brooklyn, Queens, or wherever. And then, they ended up in Jersey. I have to ask my parents, like, how they got here first. Like, where did they get their visa from? So that's a very interesting thing I need to ask because I don't know the whole history behind how they got here. Um, who was here first, and then, was a family relative here, and then they stayed there, and but I do know, my dad told me that, he worked 2 and 3 jobs in order to survive. Some people have that drive, but there are others who don't and maybe can't. So now you have our children who are homeless, right? And then when they grow up, and this is not to condone anything, but when they grow up, right? Remember, from a child, they had to do what they had to do to get food, right? So these beautiful children turn into people who have to survive. And surviving means anything for some. Yes, that means robbing, stealing, maybe killing someone, getting away with it. Oh, but karma comes back and you end up getting found guilty of a crime that you may have done 20, 30 years ago. But needless to say, so then you wonder why some of our children grow up, again, nothing to condone, but grow up and have these murderous personalities. It's an idea, but you just have no idea the hell that some people have to go through just to survive one day. And we think that just waking up alone and, running to the bathroom, knocking our foot against the bed was a hard thing. But you have people who wake up or can't even sleep because they don't know if they put both of their eyes, if they sleep with both eyes closed, somebody might try to kill them overnight or steal what they have. Survival. We're blessed to have our computers, lights, a roof over our heads. Hey, Rebecca. Welcome to Hello World. Again, it was nice seeing you the other night, or but we often think that we take for granted, not and I'm less and less taking things for granted, but sometimes I do. Sometimes I take for granted my own vehicle. I take for granted the fact that I have a job, but I'm quickly reminded by just thinking about the possibilities of not having those things or just seeing a real example of someone who doesn't have it, right? Do we struggle daily? Yeah, possibly we can struggle, but it always can be worse. And to imagine that from childhood, we had somewhat of a nurturing childhood to people who don't have it at all, where both parents are on drugs and you have siblings at the age of 5, you are managing a household at 5 and not being able to get any type of education, but learning the way you get things is to take from others. And then we who don't understand naturally, don't understand where everybody may be coming from because the exterior may look decent, but you have no idea what the interior, that heart that beats, that soul, you have no idea what that soul may have gone through. But, We judge mistakenly and forget that there's been a world of hurt and hopeless or homelessness in that person, and then continues. The cycle continues. Infants being homeless, to children being homeless, to growing up learning to survive. So, yeah, back to two family home, right? Maybe one or two family home. They are exposed to their parents being on drugs, exposed to the violence that comes with being on drugs or under some type of substance. And then they go to school and the teachers just see them acting out. Do you realize that they're not really acting out? They're just repeating the behavior that they're being taught. And now they're alienated even more, making that whole soul homeless. And then some people end up procreating, and then the cycle continues. But if we do not talk about these things, because it can be difficult and hard at times, if we don't talk about it, then we don't become aware that these possibilities are out there. Maybe we'll show a little bit more empathy to others and not just think, oh, they're acting out. Yeah, people act out, but maybe we'll know that there's got to be something behind that acting out, reasons why. Okay, fast forward to, let's just say you had a well balanced home. Child had a well balanced home, but a traumatic incident happened that they cannot talk about. Maybe in school, maybe at home. You have no idea. Some people will have things happen to them and they will never talk about it. Hey, Clem. A lot of people have, yes, and it's hard that you have to be that young to overcome things. You know what I'm saying? You're already fighting at such a young age, already fighting for your survival at such a young, when you're supposed to be enjoying life, where you don't have to have any worries, supposedly, right? I mean, think about the kids that end up with terminal illnesses or just illnesses in general. We have a lot to be thankful for, right? So I talked about how the woman who was a prominent journalist got sick, went to the hospital, did not have health insurance. All of her money got used up and she's homeless. So okay, let's just say you know someone who is homeless, right? And you want to have them in your home to take care of them. I do not fault you if it becomes overbearing because it's hard. You may have your own responsibilities and things that you have to take care of, maybe your own self, your children, or whatever. And just feeding that extra mouth can become a strain. And having them occupy the extra space in your house can become a strain because you're not used to it. So I don't fault people for, you know, having in her situation having to bounce from home to home. I don't fault people at all for that. You know, we have to understand like this. Sometimes we have limits to even how much we can do for another person. It's a hard pill, but that's the reality sometimes. But I think if we maybe maybe as a community get together in our own little states and cities, go to the city council and maybe start putting some monies together or putting something together where we can build a house because there's so many vacant houses that a lot of these different investors are coming and buying and making millions of dollars, right? And so maybe we can, as a community, make our states and cities say, you know what, we need to have a home, just get some homes together, maybe put the basic things in there, just a start or something, so that people can live a decent life. And I'm gonna piggyback too on that. So there is another channel that I watch. Her name is Michi X, and she was talking about how she was homeless with her infant. And the city or the state used to give stipends, right? And she said the stipend was for a hotel, a motel, not a hotel. Sometimes she got a hotel, sometimes it was a motel. And she said sometimes in those motels for her and her infant, there was not even a mattress spring box in that room. And the rooms are dirty. And this is what we this is what we provide for our homeless. We can't do a little better than that. And she said that point she was never ever going to be homeless again. Thankfully, her story is much better now. She's doing her own thing, but maybe our stipends can be a little better. What I mean, like, why can't we? Wow, girl, I'm so glad. Do you mind telling what happened for you to cause you to be homeless? Um, But yeah, guys, like maybe we could really collectively do something. Maybe like, because there's so much money. Trust me, there's so much money that goes in our United States of America that goes into frivolous accounts or things that we don't even know about or not even involved with because maybe we don't invest enough of our time into saying, hey, what does this legislation mean? Why is it going to that? Why is money going to this account? Maybe we can put it back into our communities where these people who are homeless and just need the extra push. Maybe we can have different grades, of these homes that are abandoned and just transfer them into something that, okay, fine. How about this? If we get these homes together, right? The people who actually are homeless have to do something to maintain it. Like they're in charge of keeping it clean. They have to have standards, right? Where there's an inspector that meets and says like these if you don't meet the required standards, then you have to go, right? But at least that's the standard that people have to live up to, right? We're not trying to give things away where people don't feel the value or realize the value in them, right? So maybe have that, maybe like have them people who are working and are really homeless because there are working people that are homeless. They can utilize certain homes or meet the qualifications for those homes, but make it easy for people to like enter these things. Not just give away to those who come into our country and just know have nothing to do all day but milk the system. Now, I know there's certain communities that they have all the time in the world because they don't work, right? But yet their infants, their 2 and 3 year olds, have $100,000 in their accounts. I've witnessed this. I was in a bank, and this is why I don't like the bank to tell my balance. So back when I was in college, I was living in an area where there was a high volume of a community, and they all tried they all seemed like they were poor, but they weren't. And they all had 5 or 6 kids, right? And when the teller was talking about the balance for one of the kids who was under 18, which they do not, the state, the federal will not tax you if a minor has that kind of money in the account and you're not responsible. So it doesn't change the household income because a minor has that in their account. They said $100,000. I was like, $100,000? What? I was like, man. And they're the same ones who are on Medicaid. Medicaid milking the system, not paying. You know who pays for Medicaid? The people that work. I don't care if it's $1 or $2 that comes out of my paycheck for Medicaid. I am not comfortable with my $1 or $2 going to somebody who has children, and each of those children that possibly have $100,000 in their bank account, and yet you're, making money off of me. I don't approve of that. Those policies need to be adjusted, in my opinion. Wow, lost your house. Mm. Aw. See, you go, girl. But there you go. Anything can happen. We need to keep our health in check as much as possible. Like really make a concerted effort to nurture our bodies because anything can happen. And sometimes even when you do all of those things, life happens. So, those things you can't control. I get it. But at least we're trying, right? But we need to definitely do something about our homeless situation right here in the US, right here in America. We need to do something about it. Because after seeing that man today, and then it also piggybacks off of the mental health issue that is going on, is prevalent. And sometimes I wasn't patient enough to realize it, but there's a lot of people who suffer from mental health. Oh, and for the last 2 or 3 days, I saw my friend who is in the wheelchair, and he's just sitting outside every morning, and he waved to me, and I waved to him. Um, so I think he's there every Monday through Friday. I haven't seen him on the weekends, probably because I don't go in that direction on the weekends. But, even in his position, he makes me happy. He puts a smile on my face. When I know I'll turn that corner, I anticipate seeing him. I don't know how he ended up in the situation that he's in, but we need to do something, guys. Like I said the other day, I might get out of my car one day if I'm not in a rush and kind of like just listen to his story. Just listen to his story and see what happened, you know? And you never know. He very well could have money, but just because his mental state isn't there, he is what he is. Remember the movie? I think it's a true story, and what's his name? Jamie Foxx played the actor where he played the piano, and when you looked into it was either the piano and the violin. When you looked into his case, he had all this money, but he was unstable mentally. So we need to, make more useful programs instead of pumping people up with, medication to see if we can control or mute people who are mentally disabled. Maybe we can work with them because there are a lot of people who have been born and are equipped with that in their soul to help others out in that capacity. So maybe we can, utilize those people a little bit more and make programs that can help. Man, I don't know. Maybe I'm talking too. Hey, Tunanchi. No, no, not Ray Charles. It wasn't Ray Charles. It was another one. I think it was the pianist. It was Jamie Foxx. He played Jamie Foxx and what's his name? The one that was married and he has a little girl now and they're divorced. Tom Cruise. I think Tom Cruise was in that. I believe he was. I think it's the pianist. Um, yes, Tunacho. I'm sorry, I had to remember how you pronounced it the other day. But I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too far fetched. But really, is it too hard for us to start putting some things in motion, or at least teaching the people or the kids underneath us to start wanting to do these things? Because you know it shouldn't just be about going to school, coming home, just spending time with the family, which is very important, I believe, but also putting back our time into the community. Like we've become so divided because of our beautiful devices, right? Devices that do help us. But like, how about like we in our off time when we're not on our devices, really just like trying to research and help? Or at least when one voice multiplied by a million voices can actually make legislature change, because we're the ones that put these elected officials right into office. But without us saying anything, these elected officials will do what they feel in their best interest, which may not be what is necessary at the time. Like, I'm not trying to knock people because you can't blame an elected official for passing things if we don't say anything about it. We can't blame them, right? We're the ones that put them in office, right? Or vote or don't vote. So we can't really blame them, but we can hold them accountable to whatever they say they're going to do. And we can hold ourselves accountable to actually doing something about something that we don't necessarily like. Yeah, it's true. But I think we also need to balance. We need to find a nice balance. Because honestly, without YouTube right now, I would probably be, I would be alone because I don't really go out that often, although I can. But I've gravitated to you guys so much. Like I enjoy and like I feel so good just seeing how people can relate and get to know each other just off of being on YouTube. And yeah, I think that's amazing, but we should balance a little bit more. Like it's beautiful to meet people in different states and everything. And but maybe collectively, like when we're on these different devices, or especially on YouTube, we can collectively start coming up with things that can help. See, that's the good thing about it, right? We're not wasting time because hello world is all about action. So while we're talking about these things, we can actually either put these things into motion. There's nothing wrong with that. You too, Rebecca. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. And thank you for being so willing to share your story. I appreciate that. But like, I think we can make everything that we do here on our devices and stuff, do something positive with it and really change. So like let's just say if people cannot do anything outside of their homes or whatever, but we can utilize this in a great way. And then when the time comes when, we're able, we can go out, right? Nothing wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because when, when I'm at work watching a lot of different shows that I see on YouTube, my coworkers are like, "What are they doing? What's that?" So they kind of tune in too. It's cool. But sometimes you need to hit the ground if you can. Just hit the ground and go. But if we're going to do something about our homeless situation, we definitely have to do more and not just talk about it, right? Because this is cool. I feel inspired about, wanting to do stuff, but like, I got to actually start putting these things into motion, right? I know the local council. Maybe I could start going in and talking to them once in a while, talking to them and seeing what they're doing, because all of that should be public record, seeing what they're doing to really help the community, seeing what the statistics are with the homelessness in that community or in my community, and maybe, seeing how it can be helped or transformed. There's a lot of different things a lot of good things that are going on. And I'm not going to knock them because there's a lot of people who give their time in the homeless shelters and help feed those who are in need, help cook, because I've done it one time, help cook those meals, help prepare them, and also help, keep the kitchens organized. So there's a lot that, we are doing actively. But as far as, providing different shelter, I think that's a cool idea if we could possibly just get those, convert those homes into something that could be useful, not just for investors who are making a profit from the actual sale of the home or the rental of the home to people who are working and are able to pay that mortgage or that condo price. But for those who just need a little bit of help, just to get them off their feet. to some people that just need to get that one rent paid, just to that'll get them back into motion so they're not living from paycheck to paycheck. You know how many people that don't have a bank account? There's a lot of people that don't even have a bank account because they don't have enough to get a bank account. Imagine if all it took was for them to be off, to live in one of these homes for 6 months so that they can get out of debt and then be back to moving and moving out and to doing their own thing again. Right? That'd be so dope. I think that'd be so dope. What is stopping this from happening? Why? Why is it that oh, I think I know why. I think because a lot of us are not tuned into humanity, caring for each other. And it's not always the fault of the individual. A lot of things can be circumstantial, but I think if we focus more on humanity and really just be like, wow, this is your story. Like, wow. I think if we honestly heard each other's stories and just saw each other in a different light than what we quickly see, I think we would just be like, wow. And really, really, really would want to do something to help each other more. I don't know. Am I someone who's wishfully thinking these things? Like really, am I really that person that, is just so far gone and thinking that our world can look like that a little bit? I don't think so. You know why? Because we are the difference every single day. The seeds that we are sowing in each other, those seeds are sprouting slowly. But remember, seeds have to turn into seedlings and then leaves and roots. It doesn't happen overnight. Nothing great happens overnight. So while it may take time, maybe by the time I'm a senior, these homes that we're talking about today may actually exist. And then the people who have the ability to be in these homes can pass on and give back just because they were a candidate for being in it and just wanting to maybe, donate some of their own hard earned money back into where they came from. Right? That'd be so dope. It is dope. And because I'm putting it out there, I hope that someone who sees this, whether live or in the future, after this is published, I hope that they have the energy or the drive or the resources or the time and resources to actually start seeing these different things through. That'd be amazing. It's possible. I feel it. I feel like it's very possible. And and it's not hard. Maybe I won't be able to like fully hedge the whole project, but it doesn't mean that someone else can't start it and I help out from time to time. Like I have a lot of things that I do too, guys. You know, between YouTube, trying to run a small business, trying to work and also have a little bit of personal time too. I have a lot that I'm doing. And just being here it's a lot. But I love every moment of it. I really do. I love it. I love it because I know our conversations not only empower me, but it is empowering someone. And if it can empower someone, by gosh, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Being the difference, being what the company stands for. Every day we are getting better. We are expanding our horizons. We are becoming so compassionate. We are becoming so willing to help each other out. We're becoming so willing to help each other and just to listen to each other. We are becoming what God or whoever you believe in has intended us to be every day. That's what we're doing, guys. And I think it puts a smile on my face even more because it just feels good to finally be able to embrace life in this manner. Like, I don't feel like life is a rat race anymore. Like, I don't feel like I'm just working to try to make money and try to, make money to become rich so that I can help people. I'm doing it in other ways. I'm using my time wisely, and I'm using my time and it's multiplying in so many different ways. Like, this makes me happy. And if you guys can feel the same amount of excitement and joy that I feel just by being able to express myself on here and to have you guys with me, like, that is dope. And the same way, like, you guys share what you share and the shows that I watch and the different chat. Okay, I'm not gonna say shows, but the chats that I watch and the chats that I, chat in, and just the empowerment that is being brought into the room at that time is just like so amazing. It really makes life worth living. And it puts that little, the little sugar right on top because I'm a sugar person. I love sugar. So that puts it right on top. And it's amazing. So we need to continue to empower each other because when we go back outside into this world that hasn't gotten the gems that we know, but once we start putting our little gems out there, woo, woo, that's exciting, right? To see more people smiling instead of frowning, to see more people smiling from in here, even though they're smiling out here, right? Because we know how to fake it, right? We all know how to fake it, but you can't fake that soul being hurt or not happy, right? How many of you have realized that or can recognize when somebody is smiling but really are just downcast? Pay attention more, you'll notice. If only our world can experience 5 minutes of bliss, pure human bliss, not bliss from external sources like money and jewelry, food, cars, just joy from just 5 minutes. Imagine that. That right there, guys, is why we've been brought here, why we've been born into this world. I love it. Remember to like, subscribe, share, turn on the handy notification bells. This is Hello World with your girl Joy from Be the Difference. I'm overwhelmed today because I really feel like we can get our homeless situation under control, even to like a minimal. And we can help those who may have a mental disability. I think we can help so that they can cope with their disabilities, their mental disabilities, and be able to function still. Because there's a lot of people that can function even with their disabilities, their mental disabilities, depending on how severe it is. But not everybody is a severe case. Sometimes we just need to take a little bit of time just to nurture each other, right? When you nurture each other or nurture someone and give them pure love, that alone changes the chemical structure in a person. What? You didn't realize that? Right? Because the more love that I've been receiving from just on the other chats that I'm in or go through or just watch, that just makes me feel so good. It turns me into a softer person. And it just gives me something to think about and just know that, wow, there are people out there who barely know me from, years and years, and they just still embrace me. Like, that is dope. That is dope, guys. And I embrace every single one of you here too, whether live or not live. I embrace you guys too, because there's something about human interaction that makes things so much better, especially when we do it in a positive way, okay? Because we interact with each other every day, but sometimes it's not great. Sometimes we do fall short. It's normal. But like when we don't fall short and just make things amazing for each other, do you know how much better and how much more you can communicate better with others when you have a little balance in your life? That makes it easier to go out. Yes. Guys, make sure you are continuing to be the difference in your own lives. Make sure you are working on or applying and working on consciously your vision boards every day. Make your reality something that you didn't think was possible. Keep on planting little seeds in other people's lives, in your life first, but in other people's lives that you encounter. Water them, nurture them. Love, be loved, and don't love expecting conditions or expecting responses, because sometimes you won't get a response. But gently, don't take it personal and just keep on moving. But continue to be the difference in everything that you do, everybody that you meet. You are amazing. You are necessary. You are special. You are loved. Above all else, even in our brokenness and our falling short from time to time, we still are necessary. We still are amazing because we're trying every day to be better, to be the best version of ourselves, because you are and you can be. So don't let some things keep you down, but just know that you will triumph and be better every single day. Be better for your children. Be better for your spouse. Be better for yourself. Be that light and shine so bright. Ooh, yes. I definitely care about you guys and I love you guys. Let's start trying to do something about our homeless situation if we can. If you have the time, or even if you don't have the time, talk to other people about it. Make them aware because they may be very well the person that needs the inspiration, right? To do it. And then if they do it, support them. It's not easy doing something alone, but when you have groups that are in like mind and are able to do it together, great things will happen. Yes. So until tomorrow evening between 7 and 9, enjoy the holiday weekend. I hope to see you all again tomorrow. It's been amazing. It's been a pleasure. And I appreciate you guys. I do. And if you get a chance, check out NASCAR. Check out Tunacho. I don't know. I'm going to mess this up. I'm sorry. Check out NASCAR. Check out Rebecca. Those people that were in the chat, Rebecca and NASCAR, I've been going to their chats. So definitely check them out. They're very encouraging. Just by watching their stuff alone, it's just very encouraging. Show some love to each other. Get to know each other. Because you never know. The little that we do for each other or just to even inquire about each other may make the difference that you need it. So until then, I will see you guys. And thank you again for spending a little bit of time and sharing your time with me. That's amazing. And I will see you then. Bye.